right, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Alrighty, here we go. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. It's Wednesday already. I hate to say that the week is kind of flying by, but I'm surprised that it's Wednesday. It's good.
It feels good.
Yeah.
This week is nice.
I'm okay. You know, I think it's just because you had last week, for the most part, mainly off. Took 4 to 5 days, so it's kind of nice. Those vacations are kind of handy. They're good. It's what Kelly Clarkson needs right now.
It recharges you.
It
yes,
does.
Kelly. Take a few days.
You talked about her in the dirt and struggles she's going through, got voice issues. People are upset because she had to bail on her Vegas show night one, 90 minutes before it kicked off.
I heard from a friend of mine who is a lawyer and a really good lawyer at that. And my friend who's the lawyer said, I don't know, I smell something different going on here. She's like, are you sure that management contract that she had with Brandon Blackstock and his father, who is Reba McEntire's ex.
Yeah.
Are you sure that management contract didn't still enforce some kind of money in Vegas? They figured it out, and that's why they canceled the show, because they don't want to pay Brandon Blackstock and his father. And I was like, oh, I never thought about that. But I thought that management thing was completely dissolved now. Maybe it was dissolved on California and New York work, but not necessarily something enforceable in Nevada.
It's tough. It's very frustrating. It's why you have to pay so much money to attorneys, because they do make a difference and they can earn their pay by giving you the right guidance and understanding the pitfalls and the loopholes and everything else that happens in the legal system.
And when you marry your manager and he is shady and he writes the contracts with the lawyers, then you can be screwed if you're Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah. It's kind of how it goes.
I'd love to be a lawyer for a day. I just want one moment in court.
I don't want the law school, because that sounds awful, and like the memorizing part, I don't know if I could do it. But getting in court and arguing, oh, I would freaking love it.
I just want to go, objection, Your Honor. I said objection.
Like blindsiding somebody with the truth and then putting them in their place. I saw this lawyer that I'm talking about do that.
Well, here's the thing, though. When it comes,
so cool.
No, here's the thing about the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
I set you up.
I've seen the other side of it, though.
I'm sorry, I blew it.
I've seen an attorney totally get de-pantsed in court, and that can be horribly embarrassing.
Well, be prepared. Don't ever go to court cocky, because that's what happens when you're not prepared. You get de-pantsed in court.
Some of those clips are so entertaining when a lawyer tries to get all mouthy with the judge, and the judge is like, "You're not doing that shit in my courtroom."
You're an idiot.
They're
if you try to get mouthy with the judge, you're dumb.
They're entertaining to watch. Because there's some judges who do not take shit from anybody.
They shouldn't. They're the judge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the way it can go.
Like that one judge, the guy wore the I farted or world's best farter.
Yeah.
She wasn't half in it, man.
No, they don't take that.
Don't play.
No, a lot of them don't. Yeah, they run a pretty tough courtroom. So yeah, that's the last thing you want to do is get on their bad side. It's a lot of reading. Because I was in pre-law, my dad's an attorney, and I thought I was going to follow in the family footsteps. And he said, just so you know, you read a ton. And it's really boring, long legal journals. And he showed it to me. And I remember as a kid going to the law library with my dad, these big old dusty books. And you're just sitting there going through case law after case law. And it's tough. Yeah. It's a lot of big words.
No, I want to be a TV or movie lawyer for one day.
You know what? It's like doing this show. People are like, I would love let me loose on the radio. I'm like, you got to read and do a lot of prep and all that stuff. It's not just cracking a microphone. And
you guys are on from 6 to 10. You guys only work from 6 to 10.
Exactly. So many professions are like that. You see what's the glorious part of what they do. You're like, that's awesome. I totally want to do that. But you're not seeing everything that goes on behind the scenes, which really sucks.
They say never see how the hot dog's made.
Yeah.
You would make a good lawyer because you would do the prep. You are a man of prep. But you wouldn't enjoy that prep as much as you enjoy this prep.
You're right. Absolutely. And, it would torture me to the point. I mean, I torture myself making sure that I have details right on this, which really doesn't matter. But you go into courtroom and you cost somebody money or you get them locked up for 30 years or something like that. That's the kind of stuff that sits with you. Yeah, those are the things that really matter. I mean, this doesn't matter.
This doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I said the Grand Canyon was in Colorado. I was wrong. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Shoot me, they might.
This ain't court. This is kangaroo court.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm good.
We didn't know. We were like, yeah, sounds good.
Well, you know what happened was yesterday I was looking at that, and I was going to put Arizona down, and I was looking at the best states and they mentioned Colorado. And so I went, and I was like, what's great about Colorado? And this stupid blog, it said, plus you can see the Grand Canyon. I'm like, I didn't know the Grand Canyon was it. Read it from a fucking blog, and I put it right down. And it is. I will tell you that doing research and stuff for the show has gotten so much tougher now because you can't flippantly take stuff like that.
You can't trust anything you read.
No, it's getting so bad.
Gotta get double, triple confirmation of where the Grand Canyon actually is.
No, if you are using AI as a tool, and I know a lot of people are, it's not just ABC and 1, 2, 3. You got to go back and sometimes triple check your work.
You do, yeah. And honestly, I'm getting to the point now where I'm trusting myself more than I'm trusting AI, which that's a bad place to be.
That is bad. That's telling me AI is blowing it.
I don't know if that is a bad place to be quite honest. I'm glad you're trusting yourself.
But you tried to rely on it and it let you down.
Right. So I'm having to reset myself that you've got to get it from several sources. And if you think that doesn't feel right, then trust your own gut. I think that we're always, because I have come to the point where I trusted search engines implicitly, saying when I find something, this has got to be good information. And what
surely it's been vetted.
Yeah, and what I'm finding out now is, and there are people that are talking about this with some of the podcasts I listen to, one of the hardest things to come by these days is the truth. And that's what's really tough about our society today is we cannot land on a common truth. There used to always be the facts line up. Here's the truth. Here's what's right. Here's what's wrong. And now we can't even land on that anymore.
Well, here's the problem, Kev. You know what the problem with the truth is?
You can't handle the truth.
There you go, Virginia. Right on cue. Right on cue.
Right on cue.
Yeah.
It took me a minute.
My friend Delay over here.
Yeah.
Better late than never.
So
I agree.
what I would do, instead of admitting that I'm wrong, what people would do now, they will try to argue that the Grand Canyon is in Colorado and try to find ways. And then they throw this whole spin thing of how they'll try to justify. And you go, wait a minute, the Grand Canyon's in Colorado? And then all of a sudden everybody's doubting. And then people will buy that line of bullshit. And they'll be like, no, the Grand Canyon's in Colorado. And then you'll have a whole line of people that are saying that the Grand Canyon's in Colorado.
It's exhausting.
It is. It's like the earth is flat.
I can't.
Those are infuriating to watch just because you see people, you see scientists, they want to really just stand out of the chair and start to strangle the flat earthers, but they know they can't. And
I say let them.
The flat earthers, they act like they know. Just because they read a blog, like you're saying.
Yeah.
They read a blog, they saw a special on something.
Just let them strangle them for like 30 seconds.
I would love to see it. I don't know if scientists are good stranglers.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them give a shot at it for 30 seconds.
But they have to sit there and take it, have a serious debate with flat earthers, and you could tell they just want to jump out of their scientific skin.
Yeah. So that's what's tough. And honestly, anymore, I really just, with my opinions, I land on here's where I am today with this. But I could easily be dissuaded, persuaded, flipped, turned, twisted, whatever, from what I've seen. And I try to read all sources on all sides. And I'd be like, this is just where I think sense lies right now.
Here's what I usually get suspect on something. Oh, well, I saw it on TikTok. I'm like, oh, shit. All right, I'm out.
Yeah, no doubt.
I am out.
Yeah.
I like to say that to you, even if I didn't say it on TikTok, because I know it just instantly pisses you off.
Look, I got no room to throw any stones. I thought Diddy tried to make The Rock Eat monkey brains.
You got tricked by AI video.
And that's the other problem that's getting very annoying, at least about YouTube, which is my favorite platform. There is so much, even stuff that's real is produced by shitty AI content. You're watching it, within 2 minutes you go, oh, they can't say, you know it's AI because they'll say Kevin Rickstein. They'll get the name name wrong. You're like, all right, what is this shit?
Wait a minute.
Kevin Rickstein? No.
Well, I was reading an article about AI yesterday, and it's scanning really everything that you put up there. And they said if you want people to find your content searchably, you need to have the words in the scripts or do a script along with what you're talking about. And somebody pointed out, they said, well, you know, the Colorado River does go through the Grand Canyon. And so what might have happened, AI saw Colorado for Colorado River, Grand Canyon, and it puts it all together in a search because as it's skimming it, it finds the connection and it gives me what I want to see.
Takes the word river out of it, and then it still makes sense to AI.
Right. And so that's where it's right now not foolproof. You know, they were just talking about how Elon Musk's Grok, which is his AI, was praising Hitler and all that. And he's like, well, we're trying to add some tweaks to it. So we're trying to tell Grok Hitler bad.
Didn't they just get Marco Rubio with like a fake AI something?
They didn't get Marco Rubio. Somebody posing as
Marco Rubio.
Yeah.
So he's pretending to be him.
See, you even got the...
Well, no, I knew.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that there's just so much confusion.
There's a fake Marco Rubio tricking other people.
Yeah.
But it made all kind of problems for Marco Rubio.
Yeah, and it looked like, you know, he was contacting other high-level people. I think one was a governor, a member of Congress, 3 foreign ministers were part of it that reached out. And the address that they had for the fake Marco Rubio, it looked legit. It was like a marco.rubio at, state.gov or something like that.
Right.
Okay, that looks legit. And they're apparently trying to gain access to sensitive information or accounts.
Did they get in?
No, I don't think so. And I think it happened back in June, and you're just now getting the story. But they say that this fake AI Marco Rubio contacted at least 5 high-level government officials in mid-June.
This could happen to any of us, any regular people, anybody listening. This could happen to any of us.
Yeah, right. So
would we be savvy enough to catch a fake whoever? What if Kevin Ralston called you, Jay Bird, and dropped some bomb in your lap? You'd probably think it was him.
I've already had this happen. I've already had a fake Kevin Ralston try to fuck something up in my life. Absolutely, it's already happened.
And you believed it?
Well, people in my life did. Fucked a lot of shit up, actually.
Yeah. That's it. Well, if it's anybody reaching out, it's not Kevin.
Kevin don't call.
Well, that's what I thought. Kevin would never call you.
Kevin call you.
You'll be lucky if Kevin emails you.
Well, that's how
he's not going to call you. He's probably not going to text you.
That's how I knew it wasn't the real Kevin. The Kevin Ralston did not just call you.
That's the good thing about me. Yeah, it's got to be fake. That ain't Kevin. He ain't reaching out to anybody. Jennifer in Wellington, we were talking about this right at the end of the show about getting the key, and congratulations to Kodak Black. He got the key to Pompano. Sounds like he deserves it because of all the good charity work he's done. But, he does like his scissor and the sippy and likes to pass out in his car right off the side of I-95. That just happened, So he does a couple things here and there.
He needs to get a driver. Let's get him a driver.
Yeah, and he needs to stay out of South Carolina. He's got a more unsavory case there I won't get into. So he's got, some very questionable things.
They're not going to give him the key to the Carolinas just yet.
No, he ain't getting a key to Carolina.
Is that case still going on? Is that a pending case?
I have to go check on that. I have to go get some more lies from AI and see where that wrapped up.
Yes, he's going to court right by the Grand Canyon.
In North Carolina.
Yeah, exactly. She said, though, if memory serves me right, Kevin Ralston Day is in Logan, Ohio. It was given to him for a birthday as a gift. Yeah, you know what? I think we actually did both. I got a day in Logan, and we talked to the mayor there, which I was in the same class with his son and grew up with him and knew him well and knew the guy who was the mayor at the time in Logan.
We got that proclamation.
And that was nice. And then the other one was actually from the city of West Palm Beach. We had
Mayor Keith James.
Yeah, Mayor Keith James came in and talked to him and made it a proclamation.
I think that was a KVJ one, though.
I don't remember. May have been. Was it yeah, maybe it was KVJ was that our anniversary or something like that?
It was for our 20th anniversary.
Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't just you.
Or maybe 25th, because we're at 20. Yeah,
25th.
because it was only about a year ago. We're at 26 now.
Shit, wow. Yeah. I remember when it was just 20. You're right. We're going on 30 fucking years.
Yeah, we're closer, yeah. You round it up. We're at 30, baby.
You're an old motherfucker.
Yeah. Crazy, huh? Some other things people are talking about is the Amazon Prime days. One person texted in and said, yeah, you know what, I buy what I need when I need it. Then I click on everything still in the return date, and I reorder what was once a great deal. Got an email here from Timothy who said, yeah, I had a list of quite a few things I needed on Amazon, and then I just kind of waited for the day, showed up, and 2 of my items were 20% off. So... so I guess that's what it might be. If Amazon Prime days are coming, you load up your cart and then
see,
cross-reference, say, hey, was it? So that sounds like smart consumerism.
You got to screenshot what the original prices were.
Yeah.
Just so you can go back and look and make sure you're not being hoodwinked.
Well, the thing that I realized pretty quickly that you don't trust is the percent off. Because they can manipulate that to be like, oh my gosh, it's 300% off. What a great deal. But, they've jacked with the prices. So, yeah, to me is cross-comparing the prices. And somebody said, too, I think there's an app that you can kind of do that because there's the circle days at Target. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. So you can put in, okay, I want this item, and it scans through your Amazon Prime days, everything. Yeah, and it says, okay, if you want to get it right now, here's where you got to go buy it for the best price.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is ultimately what you want.
It's an app you'll sign up for, and then they'll start charging you for.
Yeah.
And then you'll be stuck in a subscription because you can't cancel it.
Right. Yeah, right.
Fuckers.
There are some where you finally just surrender.
I'm drowning over here, guys.
I was so upset by that decision. I really was, because I was so pumped, and I praised that for the Federal Trade Commission when they said we are going to force companies, the streaming services, to not play their tricks. And I said, that's what the FTC does. They protect the consumers from getting into these tricky things. And then somebody came back at me and said, Kev, it's easy to get out of. All you have to do is just don't pay them. He said, all I did was change my credit card. And then I'm like, I don't want to have to change.
That's not easy.
Yeah, I'm like, that's, it's like, no, that's not what I want to have to do.
Why isn't the FTCing?
Because a judge shut it down.
Well, that judge is on the take, and it's just shady. And there's so much lobbying going on that we don't even know about, of agendas, and it's just bullshit. This country is just got it wrong.
I don't know if, and here's the thing, and look, I've always loved politics. I really have. Since I was a kid, I remember in 5th and 6th grade, I was into politics, and I always have. And in my memory, politics has never been worse. And I don't know if it's the people who are in the politics or if it's the social media that goes along with it or what, but it's worse than I've ever seen in my life. It really is.
It's insanity.
It is. It's
the FTC is not protecting consumers from a blatant raping of them.
Yeah.
By a process that was put into place to take advantage of consumers and fleece them of their money. This should be outlawed.
What I don't like about today's, and this even crosses through politics and everything else, but it comes back to it, is, to me, I'm an issue person. I don't ever like to look at the parties or whatever. I like to think for myself. And so a lot of times I'll agree with one party or the other based on what the issue is, and I like that. But you can't even state your opinion on an issue anymore without somebody trying to label you and coming after you about stuff. It's like, look, there's stuff of Trump I like, dislike. Same thing with Biden, like, dislike. But, I want to be able to say how I feel about each opinion. You come after me about that. Don't try to group me in with everybody else and make me either MAGA or whatever the Biden's or whatever the hell that is. It's just let's handle an issue at a time.
The one thing I've noticed that it seems to be a lot different than when I was younger is being able to change your mind is now demonized. And I always thought being a human, that was part of the experience, is where you thought one way and you go through some time and you either mature or just something happens in your life and you just change your perspective.
Yeah, things change.
And I thought that's what the human experience was, but it just seems like that gets demonized. You're not able to, I might have thought differently 5 years ago. And I'm not even talking about politics.
You're right, yeah.
I'm talking about something as simple as a fucking French fry.
You're talking about growth.
Just anything, and people just I don't think the same way I did when I was 18. You know, I think a lot of people don't. I think it's okay to change your mind.
The problem that has happened, we don't have rational discourse. We don't talk through subjects anymore. You don't learn when you have conversations. Somebody will throw a name in, call you a flip-flopper or whatever, and then they just try to shut it down right away by degrading you with some kind of comment or calling you something, and then the discussion's over. And to me, I like having rational discussions about all these things. It was amazing. The other night was with somebody, and we talked through everything. It was the most sensitive of subjects you would never talk about, and I had just met this guy 5 minutes before. But it was rational discourse. It was great. I'm like, awesome. We solved all the world's problems. We're like, cool. And that was great. I'm like, that was nice. It was refreshing, and that's rare.
Because
it shouldn't be.
There is a difference between changing your mind and being a flip-flopper. And there are flip-floppers out there.
There are.
Whoever, you know, they're just there to get whatever kind of shine they can get during that moment. I'm talking about even just the human experience, about everything, politics, even music. You can change your mind on shit.
Rational discourse would be a nice thing, you know, and it's tough for us because we're kind of damned if we do, damned if we don't. If we don't talk about something, we get in trouble. If we do mention something, even just in kind of an objective or trying to be objective way, then you get damned for that. So, yeah, you just can't win anymore in the media. It's very tough on how to handle these things.
The system realized that it does better if we're all fighting.
Yes.
And so now they have set it up to where we're all fighting. We are sheep.
Yeah, and I think that's why politics is worse today. It really brought it full circle because it's not anything where we're trying to get to the common good of let's make America better. It's no, we got to make sure that our team is right, we look right, and everybody else looks as stupid as possible.
Yes.
And that's what the goal is to make ourselves look smart, everybody else looks stupid, and somehow we've lost trying to make America better in the whole discourse.
Well, you mentioned it. There's a lot of noise out there with social media, and when there's so much noise, it's hard to think.
It is. And that's why so many people just said, you know what, just leave me out of it, and they unplug.
That's
completely.
where that's kind of where I think I'm at with a lot of stuff when it comes to just I want to try to make people laugh. I want to try to be a little goofy. There's enough of people fucking fighting about this and about that. I like fighting about croissants.
Yes.
That's what I like fighting about.
That's a great thing to fight about.
Well, there's you can get all of that. It's so popular now. Political fighting, there's 9 million channels out there.
Yeah. And that's where I like to be because unfortunately you can't even wade into this stuff without it just not going anywhere.
But that's where I think you put the social media element in there and just everyone's got access to just fighting constantly.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we get a good bit of it. It's rough. I was going around with somebody today about it, and it's too bad because it's just fun to be goofy and entertaining.
They were calling you a Republican?
No, they call me racist.
They called you racist?
That I hate Hispanics. I'm like, I'm married to a Mexican.
He married a Mexican woman. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What was the complaint?
It was about not standing up for what's
alligator Alcatraz,
all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that I haven't made a stance, and so.
Oh, if you don't say anything, then you are.
Yeah, exactly. So,
if you say something, you're racist. If you don't say anything, you are. It's a lot.
And that's what I said. It's worse than it's ever been, unfortunately.
And y'all, this is why you made this man drink so much that he's a full-fledged alcoholic. I hope you're happy. The blood is on your hands.
Bullshit. He was an alcoholic way before this political discourse.
That's true. And if it wasn't this, I'd find another excuse to drink as heavily as I do.
We all would, Virginia.
About the Amazon Prime days, Josie said, I've been watching the price for an electric bike, and I was shocked to see that the discount that they were giving me was transferred to the shipping. Before the Prime Day, the shipping was $6, and with the discount, the shipping price went to $65.
Damn.
But just a nice alert to all shoppers, Walmart is also having their Prime Week, and I found a similar bike with free shipping for less. I was going to pay Amazon, so before buying anything, compare with other vendors.
That is a great tip. Look at the shipping and make sure they haven't stuck you there with the cost.
That has happened to me before. And they're very tricky. Up until the last very step, you're thinking it's X amount of money, and then you're getting
shipping. It's overnight. It's FedEx.
Like, holy shit, $150.
What a bunch of switcheroo dicks.
But that dinosaurs pop.
Yes.
Is that where the lizard died, right by that dinosaur?
No, but if you want to bring up some other depressing shit, let's get into it. We can talk about Chewy passing away, my mom, whatever. Let me know. On Ann's death. Put it on wheel, spin it, whenever it lands on.
That's it. Yeah, Wheel of Death.
Yeah.
Wheel of Death.
Wheel of Sadness.
Yeah.
We got a bit for tomorrow.
There you
Not
go.
a terrible idea.
You have to go in on.
You've had worse.
Yeah.
Wheel of Sadness. Now,
Wheel of Sadness.
that is a fucked up bit, man. We all have to put our worst sadness.
Worst thing that makes you the most sad.
You'd have a bit for a month.
And then you have to try to seriously tell the story while being tickled. So my mom got COVID. She was in the bed wheezing.
She died in my arms. Oh God, no.
That's some sick shit.
That's some sick
Weird ass
shit.
shit. What is wrong with these people?
I
Imagine
love
if you just
it.
tuned in on it. Be like, what are they doing?
I gotta laugh at this kind of shit.
I
That's
hear ya.
funny.
I love it. It's so dark.
It's so dark.
Just my style of humor, baby.
Wheel of Sadness.
Another great thing, I got to tell you, honestly, if you weed through all the crap that we have on our show, every day there's a little nugget or two that I pull away. I'm like, you know what? That actually was some good, valuable information. I will take this because I had one time, probably about 8 years ago, somebody's telling me about an Android, and I started to look into it, be like, okay, maybe I'll go to Android. And then I started dealing with the Apple Music thing. I'm like, this is too much. I'll just buy another iPhone. And Christopher and a couple other people said you can actually download the Apple Music app onto an Android.
What?
Yeah, so I guess it is possible. So that opens the door again. I'll see, have they changed some things? Have they made it easier? How difficult would it be to have your Apple Music on an Android? And if it is possible, then I would consider that.
Every other song glitches, though.
Kevin,
I wonder, yeah.
Just they
wonder.
put bugs in there to F with
Yeah.
anybody who. Apple's not going to let you go that easy.
Probably not.
You come in here tomorrow with the AI scam of the Apple Android.
And now you bought an Android.
Yes,
and then you got to go buy another Apple.
Right.
Even though Steve Jobs is gone, believe me, he's lurking around. You're right. Apple ain't giving shit away for free.
Zombie Steve Jobs is going to get your money.
Yeah. He's gotten a lot of it. Yeah, in fact, I'm right now just kind of sitting and waiting. They got me on this tease. I don't even know what I have. I got a really old-ass phone. I'm not one of those people that changes it very often. Now, your son Rocco loves tech. Is that something that gets him? Because I know people who do love tech, it is a big deal. When a new phone comes out or the new piece of technology, they feel like they have to have it. Is Rocco that way?
He loves it. He just bought a mini phone.
Okay.
So he's got his phone, he's got an iPad, and now he's got a mini phone. But he's gifting it to his little friend. He's got this little girl that he likes.
Oh, cute.
And so he's gifting it to her.
Yeah.
Because she's moving away.
Oh, no.
And he's like, Mom, I want her to be able to call me.
Oh, that's so
yeah,
adorable. How cute is that, huh?
He buys all the tech.
Okay.
Loves it.
How about that? Have you ever met this girl?
Oh, yeah. She's adorable.
Yeah, that's cute.
She's been in my house. She was one of the kids that was in my house when those kids were insulting me, and I was laughing.
Okay. What were they saying to insult you?
Wasn't it something about the ask the dad?
Yeah. Well, that wasn't her.
Okay.
That wasn't her. I think what she had said, it made me laugh. She goes, wow, you have so much stuff in this house. I don't know if I can be here because of my allergies. I'm allergic to dust.
Oh, no. Okay.
I laugh, though. She's a sweetheart. And, kids are just honest. I do have a lot of shit in my house.
Okay.
Sometimes, though, you ever get a kid and kids are adorable. I get all that. But there's some kind of, there's a type of kid that will kind of be a real dick and bully
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
And you're the
Yes.
adult, so you don't know kind of how to handle it. And then the parent really isn't doing anything about it. And you're just kind of just stand there going, well, fuck this kid and fuck you. But you can't say that.
There's the kid that says something out of pocket and doesn't mean to be dicky, and then there's a kid that is a dick and is happy that they're being a dick.
That's the kid the kid that knows he's being a dick.
Right.
Parents ain't doing shit about it.
Because the parent's a dick.
Yeah, and then I'm standing there going, do I now have to be a dick back to them?
Why am I here? What is going on in my life that I let these people in?
So I'm holding out for the iPhone 17, dropping in September, and the sellable point is how good the camera is. It's supposed to be a massive step up.
Do you know what the price tag is on this phone?
It's $800 to $1,300.
And the typical.
But I get whatever that thing is where we do the lease thing.
Pay it monthly.
Yeah, because my wife's like, hey, your thing is up. I don't even know what it is. My wife just tells me. She's like, it's time for you to it's your turn.
You're due for an upgrade.
Right. Yeah. That's what it was.
See, what happens in my family, when I'm due for an upgrade, Rocco takes it.
Yeah, and that's why I normally give up all. That's why I have like a 10. And so, because everyone always snags my upgrade. So I probably screwed myself because I was like, you know what? I saw this thing about the iPhone 17. They say the camera is supposed to give you clear pictures, better selfies, sharper videos. I'm like, well, we're doing so much video now. They say on the Pro models especially, this thing is like Hollywood. And so I said, that's what I need. I'm going to hold out. But you know what? I'm going to hold out. And you're right. Somebody's going to snag my upgrade. And then my next upgrade will be in 3 years.
You just look, it's July. Yeah. Let them sit down the family.
I got 2 months to run out the clock.
Well, listen up, motherfuckers.
I know.
This is how it's playing out. Daddy's getting this upgrade in September, and if any of y'all take it, Daddy's going to be pissed.
Yeah, it's between $1,800 to $1,300, or no, it's between $800 to $1,300, which means you're probably paying $1,500.
Yeah,
I honestly don't even know how it works.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it because I lost my phone at Mardi Gras.
Yeah,
and this is a new phone, but I bought a budget iPhone. So they came out with new models, but they're budget technology on them. And so I'm punishing myself with this new iPhone, but it's budget iPhone. It's got an E in it, like the 16E or whatever. This is a cheap version because the version that you were going to get is like $1,400.
Yes. I just learned if they go, it's 800 to 14. Or 800 to 4. I'm going there. It's going to be 1,400.
Yeah, it's 15.
Probably 15.
It's 15 because there's some hidden fee they're not telling you about.
They're never going to give it to you for 800.
Yeah.
I've never left the Apple store and go, oh man, I got a great deal.
I think the deal we have, it's on a lease, so you just are paying monthly.
Yeah, you pay monthly. Yeah. Panda does the same thing. He does all of our cell phones, but either way, they're going to rape you. You'll pay it in monthly installments, but you'll pay $1,500.
I get Diddy Lube, or is it just raw dogging?
It's Diddy Lube because it's monthly.
All right, a little bit of lube. It really kind of. I see why Diddy prioritized having lots of baby oil. Does make a big difference.
Break as many phones as I have. You got no lube. Trust me.
Raw dog Pennington.
As I slammed down my phone to prove my point.
Showed him.
I broke my phone just to show them.
In your face, Apple.
Crack screen.
I got an email here from Lucas. Said, just wanted to say thank you to Kevin for giving my father-in-law a ride over to Publix.
Oh.
Okay.
You did that?
Nope.
Maybe you were sleepwalking.
I have no clue.
The fake Kevin Ralston is out there giving Good Samaritan rides?
I actually read that last night. I asked the queen, I'm like, did I give somebody a ride to Publix? I'm like, did I black? I'm like, it's been a while since I blacked out, but I'm like, well, how did that happen? She's like,
if you were blackout drunk, you wouldn't be riding nobody to Publix.
Right, exactly.
You would pick up some random dude.
I don't know what that was.
There's a fake Kevin Ralston out there.
No idea.
Giving rides.
But they're doing good things, so I guess I encourage
Carry on, fake Kev.
You do have the most doppelgangers of the show. It goes you, then Denny's, then me, then Virginia. But you lead the league and doppelgangers. There's a lot of Kevin Ralstons out there.
There's a lot of people that look like you.
Yeah, but at least, all these people are out there doing good things in my name. So keep it up, Kev.
Yeah, at least it's not Kevin Ralston. Yeah, he's tugging it in my window.
He tossed off on the outside of my car.
Yeah, thank goodness those stories aren't circulating.
Oh, those are coming.
Oh, I bet they are.
Quite literally.
Meredith said, is this becoming a 90s Christian show or somewhere shit?
What?
Where's the drinking and awesome? What's with the pink lasers?
What?
They mean the lights behind the the TV. They're pink.
Okay.
Look, we still do our fair share of drinking like pirates. Maybe you weren't at the live show.
Did you miss us just talking about tossing off all over somebody's face? They don't do that on 90s Christian shows.
That's right. P.S. I don't give a shit. And God bless you.
Just want to give people a taste of some of the emails we get in the day.
90s Christian show.
Yeah, just get out of your head.
It's weird.
And got an interesting suggestion here from Joanne. I'm catching up on the show while I get the baby to bed, and I'm dying laughing over the fish eye punishment. It got me thinking, have you guys ever seen the massive whole cow tongues in Sam's Club or Costco? What do you know? Jaybird's got a membership he's using now.
I have seen the cow tongues. I can get you one if you want.
Yeah, maybe for a punishment, the loser would have that on a plate and just lick the length of it. Yeah, I guess tongue on tongue. That would
French
work.
kiss the cow tongue.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I know that eyeball wasn't that big, but it was a combination of Virginia not being able to get it out of the fish's head. It was just making me so nauseous.
It was a journey. It was a journey.
And by the time you got it out, it wasn't even an eyeball anymore. It was plasma.
It was crushed eyeball.
Yeah. I think we lost a vegan listener on that one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's so funny because, like I said, we're just in this world where...
We lost the vegan. They were dead.
Yeah. Where
I didn't kill the fish.
They were. It's like, yeah. So you either have people be like going, "You guys are doing Christian radio now. I'm not listening." And then you have vegans being like, "Oh, I can't listen to you." It's just so we're losing everybody one way or the other. It's just,
Right. You guys are losing your edge. Fuck you, you're too edgy.
yeah,
Just wait. If we haven't offended you yet to the point of turning it off, we will.
yeah.
Well, that's why I'm just numb.
That's it. You just got to realize you're right. Don't read the comments, and you can't please anyone. So that's pretty much. There you go.
Do you, boo?
That's your takeaway for the day. There you go. All right, these Christians got to go pray. All right, y'all. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Send those emails in. Mail at kvjshow.com. Enjoy your Wednesday. Goodbye.